Calzaghe tipped the scales at 167 pounds even. He's 6 foot tall with a reach of 73 inches. Many argue this man is the greatest super middleweight of all time, Carl the Cobra Froch. 6 foot 1 inches tall with a 75.2-inch reach.
There is no joke about this. Someone is going to get hurt, the other is going to get embarrassed. Let's make sure they measure up well.
Here comes the pride of Wales, one of the best fighters in UK history. The former super middleweight and light heavyweight champion of the world is the pride of Wales, and no one has been able to beat him. The Cobra, Carl Froch, a super middleweight multi-time world champion.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
And with that, let's go into the ring and the Hall of Fame announcer himself, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, presenting the renowned unified world champion with a remarkable undefeated career, introducing the two-division champion of the world and boxing's pride of Wales, please welcome Joe, the Italian Dragon Calzaghe. Fighting out of the blue corner, introducing from Nottingham, England, a super middleweight champion of the world, Carl the Cobra Froch.
One of the hottest tickets around. It's standing room only for this, our main event.
Todd, you know when you've got two fighters there that really believe they're going to win, really want to get it on, this is when it gets stupid.
No doubt about it, this was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. We have high hopes and aspirations for this fight. A big whiff with the right hook. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Do you believe this? These two have been going at it on social media, and now finally, they're about to go at it in the ring.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything can break a man or make a man.
How about that time counter shot? Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Swing and a miss with that hook. Got out of the way of that right hook. The straight right just misses. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford to lose it.
And that'll do it for the minute break as we get set to get back in the action. Here we go. It's round 2. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
This slugger has a unique mentality, doesn't he, Johnny? He just wants to win by knockout. He says if we go to the scorecards, it's a failure for me.
How you deal with a slugger, you've got to use brain over ball. Ball in a matador, pop, jab, move. Get the angle.
Missing with that jab. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched.
And one of the all-time greats, Froch, goes down. How about that technique on that headshot? Let's see it again and appreciate it more.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your eagles hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
Swinging a final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. Talk about Froch in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
Big deep breath, sets him up, and you're taking out, and he's ready to go. He's absolutely brilliant. You got complacent, the fight's not over yet. Otherwise you'll see it and rise out. Go up there and finish him. Stay focused. Don't go back into the fight. Don't give him no free shots. Keep smart. You've got to attack the round up, win the round on each other. That sounds beautiful, that's it. Start sticking with your body shots in and switch. Get this boxing back together. Now it's a type of work out there. It's not working. Those 1-2 straight down the middle. The first minute, stick him on the end of the jab.
The referee calling for seconds out. Right back in the action.
I need you to switch back on. Get focused. Get the mind back on the jab.
Let's get it started in round 3. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
This slugger isn't interested in winning rounds. He just wants to win the fight. And he's not going to do it on the scorecard, Johnny. He needs a KO.
Sluggers just want to mow you down. They want to walk straight through as though you do not exist. You've got to be fit for this one.
Needs to put some combination work together. 1 punch is good, 2 punches better. Well done with that counter shot. Both men sit back for just a moment. A very competitive round here so far.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. A lot of people love watching fighters in this weight class because they've got the speed and they've got the power. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Nope. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Oh, Froch seeing cobwebs. Let's talk about Calzaghe in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Unfortunately, this fighter not going to get more time to heal up as we get set to jump back in the action. Here we go to the fourth round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won it hands down.
Can't find a home for that jab. Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Swing and a miss with that uppercut. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Nice counter shot. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Willing to score with that right hook. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Unfortunately, this fighter not going to get more time to heal up and get a breather right back in the action. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the fifth. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Then tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvellous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to...
Oh my goodness, Johnny! Joe Calzaghe just got rocked! Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
Defense is everything because they got shot once, they know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Calzaghe in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fighter. Get out there and get the job done.
Stay focused. Don't want to getting back on the job. Get back out there. Don't give no fences. Keep smart. Keep thinking. Keep smart. What are you doing? You're still running patience. Good work. Don't forget the job. And don't get carried away. It's a bad one. Just say it again. Don't change too much. You're confident. You're going to take that confidence away. Go out in the first minute. You're getting time already.
The referee calling for seconds out. Unfortunately, this fighter not going to get more time to heal up and get a breather. Here we go in the 6th round. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
No rest for the weary. The jab doesn't quite connect. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
Don't get trigger happy because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
They exchange punches. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Yeah, so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nope, that jab not going to score. Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. They miss with the jab. Good counter punch. Can't score with that right uppercut. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes we just saw.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Time winding down as we get set to jump back in the action.
Don't want to back into the fight in this next round. You don't want to lose this fight, do you? Come on. Let him get back.
Round 7, here we go. Got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around us. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox the fight and beat them on points.
He threw a punch and just got countered. The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Perfect counter shot. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Throws the jab and doesn't score. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Time winding down as we get set for another round. And we enter the 8th round. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into the fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter shot. Swing and a miss with the right hook. When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. Is he going to punch himself out? Certainly not going to throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Couldn't land that jab. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Nice counter punch right up the middle. This round could go all right there. The pride of Wales in some real trouble. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
The referee calling for seconds out as we get set for another round. There's the bell to start round 9. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
Sometimes when you get nervous, something that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagan and pickpocket him.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Not a lot of defense here at all. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Swing and a miss with that jab. Blocks that jab. Good counter punching. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
The referee calling for seconds out as we get set to jump back in the action. It's round 10. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Let me explain to you about a fast fight that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're comfortable, they know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Swing and a miss with that hook. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
A perfect counter lands. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. A lot of effort being exerted here. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Calzaghe in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
Dominance, without a doubt, make look so easy.
And that'll do it for the time between rounds as we get set to get back in the action. Here we go in the championship rounds, round 11. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They exchange punches. Good looking right hook, but that was blocked. Well, Johnny, we're a couple rounds in. What are you seeing so far?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Throws the jab, but does not score. Tried to score with the uppercut. Well, Johnny, we're in the early stages here. What have you seen so far?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the tournament's got to put a firecracker on that fighter. Get out there and get the job done.
winding down as we get set for another round.
Start sticking on for you, but he's got more than me. Come on, switch up. Get your backs and backs.
On to the 12th. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That jab doesn't find a home. They exchange punches. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. His stamina is off the charts. The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
His stamina is off the charts. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end, the referees are in a unanimous agreement.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.